Imagine a city where neon burns brighter than the sun, its towering holo skyscrapers casting electric glows over a sprawling underworld of tech-augmented gangsters and black market deals. Now picture one man, a samurai, the last of his kind, wielding a cursed blade that whispers for blood, standing alone against a Yakuza empire that rules this chaos. Welcome to the Shadow Blade, a samurai's last stand in Neo-Tokyo, a tale where honor clashes with steel in a fight to tear down a criminal dynasty. Deadly duels under flickering signs, a haunted katana that hungers for souls, and a reckoning lit by the pulse of a futuristic city. This isn't just a story, it's a warrior's final stand in a world that's lost its way. Draw your sword, step into the neon haze, and brace for a bloody ride through the shadows. The year is 2087, and Neo-Tokyo sprawls across Japan's coast like a living machine, a megacity of impossible scale. Holo skyscrapers pierce a violet sky, their facades shimmering with advertisements in kanji and binary code, selling dreams of virtual bliss and cybernetic upgrades. Drones hum through the air, their red optics scanning streets awash in neon, crimson, sapphire, and amethyst pulsing like the city's heartbeat. Above, in sky domes of mirrored glass, the elite sip synthetic sake in floating gardens. Below, the Underdistrict festers, a labyrinth of narrow alleys, black market stalls, and flickering signs hawking Neurospire, a drug that jacks users into euphoric simulations while frying their minds. The Kuroda, a Yakuza syndicate, rules this underworld with an iron grip, their wealth built on Neurospire's spread. Their enforcers, the Kikai, are cybernetic nightmares, humans augmented with mechanical arms, optic implants glowing green, and weapons forged from the city's cutting-edge tech. In this world of steel and code, tradition is a ghost, the samurai of old reduced to myths whispered in dive bars, drowned out by the roar of progress. Kenshi Shadow Tanaka is one such ghost, a relic of a forgotten code. At 34, his lean and hardened, his sharp brown eyes framed by a shaved head, save for a defiant topknot that marks his lineage. Scars crisscross his chest, mementos of a life of violence. Once a Kuroda enforcer, he was born into a samurai clan holdouts who clung to Bushido, the way of the warrior, even as Neo-Tokyo forgot it. 10 years ago, the Kuroda betrayed his clan, massacring them in a firestorm of plasma and steel to crush their opposition to Neurospire's trade. Kenshi, then 24, survived, crawling from the ashes, his family's honor burned into his soul. He inherited the Koge no Yaiba, the shadow blade, a katana of midnight steel, its edge impossibly sharp, its surface etched with faint runes that glow under moonlight. Forged centuries ago by a master smith, it's bound to an onri, a vengeful spirit that grants the wielder unmatched skill but feeds on blood, eroding their soul with each kill. Kenshi feels its curse, a voice in his mind, cold and insistent, feed me. Every swing hones the blade's edge, but the onri's grip tightens, its whispers threatening to consume him. Kenshi haunts the Underdistrict, a shadow among shadows, surviving on whatever keeps him fed, protection gigs for smugglers, courier runs through drone-patrolled alleys, anything to stay sharp. The Kuroda hunt him relentlessly, their drones scouring the city, their Kikai enforcers itching to claim the bounty on his head. Leading them is Daigo Kuroda, the syndicate's Oyaban, a towering figure whose cybernetic arm crackles with plasma, its fingers capable of crushing steel. Daigo's face is a sadist's mask, his grin wide and cruel, his ambition to flood Neo-Tokyo with Neurospire unmatched. Kenshi's clan died for defying that ambition, and now he's their last echo, the shadow blade his tether to vengeance. He moves through the city like a spectre, his black cloak blending with the night, the katana sheathed at his hip, its whispers a constant companion. One rain-soaked night, Kenshi sits in a cramped ramen stall, steam curling around him as he slurps noodles, the neon outside painting his face in shifting hues. Aiko, a wiry netrunner with pink hair and a hacked optic implant that glows faintly blue, slides into the booth across from him. At 22, she's a prodigy of the digital underworld, her fingers dancing over holopads to crack corporate firewalls and reroute drone swarms. Daigo's moving a shipment, she says, her voice low, chopsticks twirling. Biggest Neurospire haul yet, hit it, and you gut their cash flow. Aiko's no samurai, she's in it for the thrill, the credits, and a grudge against the Kuroda, who burned her brother for hacking their accounts. She's Kenshi's eyes in the net, feeding him holomaps of guard routes, drone patterns, and a path to the warehouse where the shipment waits. Kenshi grips the shadow blade under the table, its whispers stirring. Strike. Rain streaks his cloak as he meets her gaze. This ends now, he says, his voice like gravel. Aiko smirks, uploading the plan to his retinal display. The samurai rises, neon glinting off the katana's scabbard, a storm brewing in his heart as he steps into the downpours. Midnight descends on Neo-Tokyo, rain hammering the Underdistrict streets, turning neon reflections into smeared pools of color. The Kurodakai's warehouse squats in a forgotten corner of the district, a hulking structure of rusted steel and flickering holosigns, guarded by a swarm of drones and a dozen Kikai enforcers, their augments glowing faintly green in the dark. Kenshi moves like a wraith, his black cloak billowing, the shadow blade silent in its scabbard. A drone sweeps overhead, its red optic scanning, he slashes upward, the katana's midnight steel meeting circuits in a shower of sparks as the machine crashes into an alley, its wreckage sizzling in the rain. Two Kikai lunge from the shadows, their mech arms whirring, laser tantos flashing with deadly precisi. The shadow blade hums, its curse awakening. Kenshi spins, slicing through steel and flesh in a single, fluid arc. Blood spatters the pavement, mixing with rainwater, and the Onry's voice hisses in his mind, more. His vision blurs for a moment, a flicker of black at the edges, the spirit's hunger clawing at his resolve. Inside the warehouse, crates of Neurospire glow an eerie blue, their contents worth millions, stacked high under flickering halogen lights. Kenshi plants Aiko's EMP charge, a sleek device no bigger than a fist, its timer ticking down from 60 seconds. But boots echo on concrete, Daigo's men are onto him. A squad storms through a side door, led by Gyro, a wiry lieutenant with a plasma whip crackling red in his grip. Traitor. Gyro snarls, lashing out, the whip's energy searing the air. Kenshi parries, sparks exploding as steel meets plasma, then ducks low. The shadow blade flashes, severing Gyro's legs in a clean cut. The lieutenant's scream is cut short as he collapses, blood pooling fast. The EMP detonates, a silent pulse that kills the lights, sends drones plummeting, and fries the Kikai's optics. In the chaos, Kenshi slips back into the rain, the curse louder now, its voice a dark chant, kill them all. He grits his teeth, fighting its pull, his breath ragged as he vanishes into the alleys. Daigo's retaliation is swift and brutal. By dawn, drones torch Kenshi's bolt hole, a cramped Underdistrict flat lined with old samurai scrolls, flames licking the night sky as the building collapses. Aiko escapes, her safe house a block away, patching into Kenshi's comms from a hidden server. They're mad as hell, Shadow. Daigo's unleashing the Oni. The Oni are the Kurodakai's elite killers, hulking cyborgs with red optics and chain katanas that roar like industrial saws, built to slaughter anything in their path. Kenshi retreats to a derelict Shinto shrine, its torii gate cracked, its paper walls fluttering in the wind. He kneels before a faded altar, the shadow blade across his lap, meditating to quiet the curse's voice. The Onry floods him with visions, his clan's burning dojo, his father's severed hand clutching a broken blade, Daigo's laughter echoing over screams. I'll finish you, Kenshi vows, his grip tightening on the hilt, the steel cold against his calloused palms. Aiko digs deeper into the Kurodakai's network, her optic implant glowing as she hacks their encrypted servers. Daigo's fortress, the Black Spire, looms in the Overdistrict, a monolith of obsidian and holoscreens, its penthouse a throne of power where the Oyaban schemes. One shot, Aiko says, her voice crackling through Kenshi's comms. Skydrift from a drone tower 80 stories, glide in, get him. The plan is a razor's edge, a suicide run against impossible odds, but Kenshi's out of options. He nods, his topknot swaying in the shrine's dim light, the shadow blade a silent promise at his side. The samurai sharpens his resolve, the curses whispers a dark chorus urging him Toa. Kenshi dives behind a pillar, shrapnel grazing his cheek, then lunges, the shadow blade pierces Taro's core, silencing the barrage, his massive frame collapsing with a groan of metal. The final Oni charges, its chain katana grinding like a storm. Kenshi spins, a whirlwind of steel, driving the blade through its optics, the cyborg's red glow dimming as it falls. The curse peaks, Kenshi's vision doubling, the shrine's ghosts howling louder, the Onry's voice a deafening roar, claim them all. He grips the katana tighter, blood dripping from his wounds, forcing himself forward through sheer will. Aiko patches in, her voice frantic. Daigo's at the top penthouse, now. Move. Kenshi ascends, the spire's elevators dead, forcing him up stairwells slick with rain seeping through shattered windows. The building trembles, Kuroda drones strafe the exterior, glass exploding inward, holoscreens flickering with static. Kenshi's a shadow in the chaos, the shadow blade glowing faintly black, its cursor weight on his soul. Neo-Tokyo's neon pulses below, a battlefield of light and steel, and each step upward is heavier, the Onry's hunger battling his resolve. But vengeance drives him, the memory of his clans screams a fire that refuses to die. Kenshi breaches the penthouse, Daigo's sanctum, a vast chamber of black marble floors, holoscreens casting Neo-Tokyo's burning skyline in shades of violet and crimson. Vats of Neurospire bubble in eerie blue, their glow illuminating the room like a twisted temple. Daigo stands at the center, his cybernetic arm crackling with plasma, a monomolecular katana gleaming in his other hand, its edge capable of cutting through titanium. His grin is wide, predatory, his augmented eyes glowing amber. "You're a relic, Tanaka," he sneers, his voice a low rumble. "This city chews up honor and spits out progress." He lunges, his speed blinding, augmented muscles driving his blade in a searing arc. Kenshi blocks, the clash of steel sending sparks cascading, but Daigo's strength slams him back, denting a marble wall. The shadow blade counters, nicking Daigo's arm, sparks fly from severed circuits, the curse roaring in Kenshi's mind, "End him." The duel is savage, a dance of steel and fury under the penthouse's flickering lights. Daigo's katana sears Kenshi's shoulder, the monomolecular edge slicing through flesh, blood dripping onto the floor. Kenshi riposts, the shadow blade carving a gash across Daigo's chestplate, exposing a tangle of wires and synthetic muscle. Drones crash through the penthouse windows, their optics red, guns blazing. Aiko's hack falters under the Kurodakai's countermeasures. Kenshi dodges a hail of bullets, beheading a drone mid-flight, its wreck smashing a Neurospire vat, blue liquid spilling like poison. Aiko laughs, blood flecking his grin, his plasma arm glowing brighter. "You can't stop progress, samurai." Kenshi grits his teeth, pain lancing through him, his voice steady, "I'll stop you." He feints, drawing Daigo's wild swing, then ducks low. The shadow blade flashes, piercing the Oyaban's heart, its midnight steel drinking deep. Daigo staggers, his optics flickering, his monomolecular katana clattering to the floor. He collapses, the throne room dimming as his empire's heart stops beating. The curse erupts, a tidal wave of malice. Kenshi's body locks, his vision blackening as the Onry howls to claim him, its voice a storm, "You belong to me." The blade pulses, its runes blazing, pulling at his soul. Kenshi stumbles to a relic in the chaos, a cracked bronze bell, part of a Shinto shrine display Daigo kept as a trophy. With fading strength, he strikes it, the chime pure and resonant, cutting through the spirit's scream. The Onry recoils, its grip loosening, the bell's sacred tone banishes it, the shadow blade falling silent, its runes dim, the curse broken at last. Kenshi drops to his knees, chest heaving, blood pooling beneath him, but alive, free. Aiko breaches the penthouse, her pink hair stark against the smoke, dodging drone fire as she drags him clear. Outside, the black spire trembles, Kuroda drones spiraling as the syndicate's rain fractures below, rival gangs already circling the corpse of Daigo's empire. Weeks pass, and Neo-Tokyo shifts like a restless beast. The Kurodakai splinters, their Neurospire trade collapsing as rival gangs, Silver Dragons, Iron Lotus, scramble for scraps. The Underdistrict breathes freer, its alleys less choked by fear, though neon still pulses, a city never truly at rest. Kenshi heals in a safe house, a cramped apartment hidden above a noodle shop, the shadow blade sheathed in a corner, its curse silenced but its weight a reminder. Aiko visits, her optic implant flickering as she sips tea, a grin on her face. "You're a legend now, Shadow. Half the Underdistrict's toasting you." Kenshi nods, his top knot loose, his scars a map of survival. He gazes at the skyline through a cracked window, holo skyscrapers flicker, drones hum, but honor endures, a quiet flame in a world of steel. The last samurai stands sentinel, his fight done, but his watch never ending. And that's the shadow blade, a samurai's desperate stand against a neon empire, where honor and a cursed katana carved a path through chaos. What do you think? Did Kenshi truly break free, or does the Shadow Blade still whisper in his dreams? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button if this tale cut deep, and subscribe for more cyberpunk sagas that'll light up your night. Next time, we're diving into a rogue AI that might have rewritten Tokyo's future or doomed it. Stay sharp, and we'll catch you in the shadows.